Welcome to Schulte Sweeties YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 girls ages 11, 7, and 5. This is our 6th year homeschooling. So today I just wanted to give you an update. So we are, I don't know how many weeks in we are from school, and our day count is weird because like we started in July, but then we've taken some days off for vacations and things. But I feel like we're starting to really okay, at the beginning you plan everything out and then your plans sometimes go to the wayside. That's what ours did, especially with vacations and stuff that we've had. And then I just let things slide too. I've realized that's really my realization this week. Things have not been perfect. We've been crazy busy. We go on different field trips or try to squeeze things in with our friends' play dates and things, or appointments, as well as my daughter is now active in youth group and we have church things, and my 2 oldest are in plays. They're in 2 plays. And so those things have added into craziness. And so sometimes I just we'll do it tomorrow. And there are so many things I don't think we're not quite like Charlotte Mason, but style, but there's so many things that I want to add in. And I know that a lot of times they do rotations of things, but I feel like I'm just not doing those. So even my middle was like, Mom, are we still doing this? And I'm like, oh yeah, we haven't picked that up for a while. And so here are some things that I have made a list of that we still need to, and this is something I'm not doing this on a regular basis. So something has got to give. Right Shop and Beowulf, we like those. And that's for my oldest. And I always say I'm going to do them in the afternoon and we don't. So I've got to figure out rearranging our schedule a little bit better so that we get those in. I've kind of let exercising and we go to the park sometimes, or I send them outside in the afternoons, but we just don't get active as much as we should. And the other day, they had a little bit more of an early morning and they exercised before they started doing their schoolwork, and it was great. So that is one thing that I'm going to try to add in more. History quest with my oldest is what I read with her, and I usually try to do that right around when I do the Right Shop and Beowulf, but we haven't done that. I do Story of the World with my all of my kids usually. I read a little bit, and those are small chunks, but I haven't been doing that either. I have books for health things. We haven't done those. We haven't picked up. We like these the women books that give talk about the people. We haven't done those. We haven't very often done we just usually watch a state YouTube channel, a YouTube kids episode about a state, and then we watch State Plate. We've only done that once or twice this school year. I have French from Simply Languages, and I've gotten French from that, and we've only done 1 unit from there, and it's been the first semester. And then the last thing is Rabbit Trails Homeschool. We have a science and I have a literature, and my younger girls, I've been doing that with them. I've gone through several lessons, but we haven't gotten very far in it. And that's what my middle was like, are we still doing that where we make the crafts and read the books? And I'm like, yeah, we are. Along those lines too, I have a science curriculum from The Good and the Beautiful that's for younger kids, and it's little hearts and little hands, and we haven't hardly done that either. So part of it is probably we have cut off too much. So what I'm thinking is, obviously, for the health and stuff, I'm thinking I'm gonna postpone that to get that a little bit off my plate, because we're gonna likely do body, human anatomy and stuff, and health and things next year. So I've kind of okay, I don't have to worry about that. But some of these other things I've already, last night I printed off some different schedules to try to work through. And my biggest thing is, I will tell you, I stay up too late the night before, and then I sleep in a little bit. It's not even that late. Usually by 8 o'clock, my youngest is telling me that she's hungry. But I realized that there was one morning this week that I woke up just even a half an hour earlier. If we get going a little bit earlier, it helps our day go a lot smoother. We get our schoolwork done a lot earlier, and we're able to do the things that we need to do. And I need to also, I have this. I remembered that I had this. I have a planner that goes through weekly, and then I plan out some before that, and then I write down what we've done. I do like reverse planning. But it goes through the week, but it doesn't give me like a checklist for the day. But I forgot that I had this is from Family Nest Printing, and this is just a sheet, and it goes through. I can do my to-do list, I can do my schedule, and so I started doing this the other day and writing down the things that I wanted to accomplish that day so that I will mark it off. I have realized too that a lot of times my kids will just go to their iPads when there's like a lull in the day, and I'm going to be stricter about that because I'm like, that really takes away from our day. And then if they're doing something that I'm like, oh, that they're occupied, then I can take a little break and I can get things ready for our next bit of school or do dishes or things like that, which is things that need to be done. But I'm also like just kind of a little bit lazier than what I should be with some of those things. We are able to get our science and our geography in each afternoon, but like that's kind of where it stops. Oh, another thing I just thought of is our grapevine ester study that we started in the spring. We have not finished yet. So that's another thing I need to add to my list. So I know I can easily schedule in exercise in the morning if we get up earlier, and so I'm going to try to do that. We have morning menus that we do one day a week, and then we also have piano lessons one day a week. So I think that leaves like 3 other days that we could get some exercise in the mornings. And then I think if I do that waking up a little bit earlier, if I can get myself out of bed, then that will leave me more time before lunch to get in the Write Shop and the History Quest with my oldest. She's usually working on stuff a little bit more then. And then if she's finishing up her schoolwork after lunch, after their reading time, then I can go and work on rabbit trails with my younger two. Those are the two I use with those other things. And then I think adding in Story of the World here and there, and then our state study. So just so you know, things are not perfect with everybody. We have just kind of let things kind of fall that I want to include. They're not going to be every day, but I need to make sure that I am including those. And those are sometimes those extra things are things that easily get pushed aside. And so hopefully that this week I can change that up, although we have a crazy week ahead with like a Halloween party coming up. So hopefully we can get that scheduled in better and get our routine out a little bit better, and that I will push their iPad time away too. So I hope that this was helpful for you to think through how your schedule is going, and that maybe you can make some adjustments as well. I would love to hear some tips and tricks on how you fit it all in. I obviously cannot do it all, or I don't do it all very well. So I would love to hear how you make it all work out.